Today is Tuesday, February 25, 2025. This is the 16th edition of Kear Newsline. 45 minutes of the most recent news reporting about Liberia and the rest of our one world. I'm Lee Monju presenting. In the headlines, amid widespread criticism over his unexplained exit from prison, Fish Berete, son of Nimba County Representative Musa Berete, arrested and remanded at the Monrovia Central Prison, but his father describes the rearrest of his son as politically motivated. Despite announced protests by aggrieved motorcyclists over restrictions to plow major streets in Monrovia, the government reaffirms its commitment to enforce restriction measures on motorcyclists. Also ahead of us, Liberia National Police Grand Basel Detachment arrest and investigate 29-year-old Nuch Kekula, who allegedly stabbing a friend to death following heated argument. And away from Liberia, one of the architects of Nigerian President Bola Tinubu's 2023 election victory has criticized the reform being carried out by his government. These plus our news bulletin, the voices of the newsmakers, details of this development, and much more are all packaged of West Princess Kamara and the news bulletin. Good evening, Princess.
A good evening, Lee Monjum. The son of Nima County District Representative Musa Ability has been rearrested after being illegally freed from prison. Peach Ability release came after committing serious offenses that were deemed not bearable under the laws. The latest development has sparked outrage and raised a serious questions about the fairness of the justice system. The initial release of each ability was met with widespread public criticism, which many accusing authorities of misapplying the law, likely due to his influential family ties. This incident underscored the importance of ensuring that the legal system operates without bias and that justice is not served. Nima County District 7 Representative Musa Bediti has termed as political pressure the situation leading to the rearrest of his son Peach Bediti, noting that it's not based on the rule of law. Peach Bediti was earlier released on bail following 7 months in prison, but the situation has since been faced with public outcry. In a social media post Tuesday, Representative Bedeti noted that the essence of a bid is to ensure that the accused does not abscond or evade justice. He added that a justice must be applied fairly without political interference and personal interest. Despite a public outcry, the Nima County lawmaker has maintained that his innocence, stating that narcotics related charges are baseless and weapons attributed to him is false. Meanwhile, the chairman of the Rule of Law Caucus has called on the Ministry of Justice and relevant authorities to uphold the principle of fairness and impartiality. He urged Liberians to remain vigilant, assuring that he will exert efforts to ensure that justice prevails. Aggrieved motorcyclists have vowed a peaceful protest calling on government's attention to lift restrictions placed on motorcyclists plying major streets in Monrovia. Recently, the government of Liberia, through the Liberia National Police, banned commercial bikes from plying the boulevard to Broad Street and Freeport to central Monrovia corridors of fighting a violent attack on the police goods as a result of the death of a motorcyclist. But in a mass meeting held in Painesville on Tuesday, the aggrieved motorcyclists voted to stage a peaceful protest calling for the upliftment of restrictions preventing them from using major streets in Monrovia. According to the motorcyclists, their decision to protest is triggered by failure of high-ranking government officials, including Senator Pro Tempore Yomli Kanga Lawrence, Senator Sir Joseph and Ibrahim Daros Delon, amongst others, to listen to their appeal and put an end to the restrictions. Prior to the protest, the aggrieved motorcyclists vowed to initiate a 1,000, that's 100,000 man walk to the Ministry of Justice on Wednesday, February 26, 2025, to inform the Justice Minister, the U.S. Embassy near Monroeville, and the Warren House in sync up for their actions. The, they have consistently vowed that voice their opposition to the restrictions, stating that it's affecting the livelihood of their families. Our efforts exerted in reaching out to Masorado County Senator Abraham Darros Dillon was fruitless until news time. The government says it remains firm on its decision to restrict motorcyclists across Masorado County until further advice from the LMP. Speaking at a Mika press briefing Tuesday, Information Minister Jeremy Kear says the government believes that one of the ways citizens can be law abiding is to institute measures when there is a sign of lawlessness. Recently, the government of Liberia banned on motorcyclists from plying major streets leading to Monrovia following a violence action between the Liberia National Police and some motorcyclists. At the same time, Minister Pia maintained that despite complaints of transport constraints, the government remains unwavering and will ensure that the policy is enforced. A 29-year-old man identified as Nuch Kekula has been arrested by the Liberia National Police and turned over to the Grand Bassa police authorities for investigation after allegedly stabbing his friend to death following a heated argument. Kekula was initially apprehended by police officers at the Grand Bassa District Warrant Station on the day of the incident and was later transferred to the Buchanan Police Headquarters for further investigation. It can be recorded on Saturday, February 22, 2025. Kakula allegedly stabbed to death Leroy Wissem, a man in his early 20s, during an argument at a local cook shop in the Mart House community, Leroyville Township, Grand Bassa County. Wissem was rushed to the government, that's Liberian Government Hospital in Buchanan, but was pronounced dead upon arrival during an investigation Monday, February 24, 2025. Kekula stated that the argument started when Wisse allegedly insulted his sister Limo, the owner of the cook shop. According to Kekula, when he returned, he could not find Wisse at his sister's shop, but instead at another shop owned by a woman named Princess in the area. The perpetrator later invited Wisse back to his sister's shop to resolve the issues and to warn him, but the conversation escalated into a heated argument. Kekula stated that after exchanging words, Wisse picked up a stake and approached him, noting that in response, he picked up a kitchen knife and accidentally stabbed Wisse, something he said he regrets and now pleading for mercy. Kekula emphasized that he and Wisse had no previous disagreements and were not close friends in the community. While Kekula remains at the Grand Bassa headquarters on an investigation, his sister Limon, who owns a cook shop, has been declared person of interest in the case. Despite a criticism of wrongfully breaking down private properties, Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation says it remains uncompromising on its exercise to demolish properties of the sewer lines. According to the entity, the exercise is intended to provide a safe and clear sewage system and enable the government to address the long-term sewage system of the country. Recently, the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, in collaboration with the Ministry of Public Works, demolished some properties in Monrovia for what the LWSC termed as illegal occupation of sewage lines. By responding to the public outcry, LWSC Managing Director Mohammed Ali says the demolition of properties is as a result of easy access to conduct by the entity, stressing that no amount of public outcry will stop the LWSC from performing its function. He admonished those still occupying identified the murder sites to leave to avoid embarrassment. The Bureau of State Enterprise has revealed an Access Declaration report with NASCOP and LEC topping with the highest number of non-compliance public officials, making the disclosure at Mika Press briefing Tuesday. BSC Director General Arthur Masakwe says out of 189 states-owned enterprises, only 127 complied with the LACC Assets Declaration. Director Masakwe added that for Liberia Electricity Corporation, out of 26 officials, only 6 officials complied, while out of the 29 public officials of the National Social Security Corporation, only 6 complied. Others include the National Port Authority, 6 complied out of 10 officials. National Oil Company of Liberia, 5 complied out of 10, and the National Fisheries Aqua Authority, 3 complied out of 9. The Bureau of State Enterprise was further noted that despite President Joseph Boakar's suspension of public officials who failed to declare their assets, the Bureau of State Enterprise will continue to engage our SOE officials to ensure that they adhere to the LACC mandate. At the same time, Arthur Masakwe lauded the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation for its zero tolerance to adhere to the Access Declaration policy of the government. Controversial Masorado County District 10 Representative Yeke Koluba has for the third time parked his vehicle in the reserved spot of the majority bloc Speaker Richard Combs. The Masorado County District Representative stated that his action is based on the unconstitutional process used by Representative Richard Combs ousted Speaker Funati Kofa from office. He vowed to continuously park his vehicle in the reserved spot of Representative Richard Combs, noting that Majority Bloc Speaker lacks any legality to prevent him from parking in such position. Representative Koluba clarified that though he usually attends the Majority Bloc session, but remains a staunch member of the embattled Speaker Funati Kofa's Majority Bloc. He maintained that Speaker Kofa remains the legitimate Speaker of the House of Representatives while describing Representative Richard Combs as a junta and corrupt Speaker. The Harvest Intercontinental American University has vowed to standardize education for Liberians. According to the university's Bishop Darlington Johnson, the administration has made arrangements with several institutions in the United States and other European countries to teach their courses online. Addressing a press conference in Monrovia at the campus of the Harvest International American University, Tuesday, Bishop Johnson disclosed that several instructors are from the Oral Roberts University and retired professors have volunteered to teach at the HIAU without salaries. At the same time, the bishop of the Harvest Intercontinental Church is encouraging students to take advantage of the academic program at the institution, adding that the church has given its education department a mandate to ensure adequate education for all Liberians. The majority bloc of Liberia, that's House of Representatives, has summoned its international road construction company and the National Road Fund on a contempt for failing to appear before the legislative body. The decision was taken on Tuesday, February 25, during the 11-day sitting of the first quarter of the second session for the appearance by the Ministries of Public Works and Finance. It can be recorded that the House of Representatives previously summoned the Ministers of Finance, Justice of Public Works, the PPCC, and MFRO to provide updates and clarity on 100 million investment loan implemented by East International Road Construction Company. However, East Construction failed to appear, instead submitting an excuse letter stating that the CEO and financial managers were currently not in Liberia. According to the company, both officials had returned to China for holidays and would not return to Liberia until earlier April, as excuse lawmakers deemed disrespectful. Following a heated debate on the House floor, plenary voted to summon its construction's senior management to appear before full plenary with all relevant documents. That's the bulletin of news. Lead Monju.
Princess Camara, and for a bulletin of news from the news center, she returns with our foreign development. One of the big stories we are following tonight amid widespread criticism over his unexplained exit from prison. Bish Bedete, son of Nema County Representative Musa Bedete, rearrested and remanded at the Morava Central Prison, but his father described his rearrest as politically motivated. With that, we take our first development. Aggrieved motorcyclists have vowed a peaceful protest calling on government attention to lift restrictions placed on motorcyclists plying major streets in Monrovia. Addressing Speaking at a mass meeting held in Painesville Tuesday, the aggrieved motorcyclists voted to stage a peaceful protest calling for the upliftment of restrictions preventing them from using major streets in Monrovia. Despite the planned protest, the government says it remains firm in its decision to restrict motorcyclists across Montserrat County until further advice from the Liberia National Police. Speaking at press briefing Tuesday, Information Minister Jerry Pierre said the government believes that one of the ways citizens can be law abiding is to institute measures when there is a sign of lawlessness. Information Minister Jeremy Kear. Meanwhile, news just coming in says the motorcyclists have cancelled their planned protest, which was scheduled for tomorrow, Wednesday, February 26, 2025. A group under Bande concerned Liberian businessmen and women has petitioned the House of Representatives over what they describe as ill treatment meted against Liberian-owned businesses. Presenting the petition Tuesday, the Liberian entrepreneurs highlighted the dominance of foreign businesses in the steel rod market, particularly the negative impact on local entrepreneurs. The photo accused Seti Burdo Incorporated of manufacturing substandard materials, calling for stringent action to protect local enterprises. He is a member of the group presenting the petition. Meanwhile, receiving the group's petition, Representative Prince Toles, chair of the Committee on Claims and Petition, acknowledged the concerns raised by the petitioners, noting that customer safety and business regulations are critical issues. He assured the petitioners that their concerns will be presented to the plenary for further investigative review as part of the committee oversight responsibility. Representative Prince Toss is the chair on the Committee of Claims and Petition. A 29-year-old man identified as Noshka Kuda has been arrested by the Liberia National Police and turned over to the Grand Bassa Police Authority for investigation after allegedly stabbing his friend to death following a heated argument. Nochkakula was initially apprehended by police officers at the Grand Bassa County District 1 station on the day of the incident and was later transferred to the Buchanan Police Headquarters for further investigation. Here is Nochkakula explaining during police investigation. Noch Kekuda is a 29-year-old man who allegedly stabbed his friend to death in Grand Bassa County. Well, listeners, if you are just tuning, you are listening to the Tuesday, February 25, 2025, 6 a.m. edition of Kear Newsline, 45 minutes of news from the News and Current Affairs Department here at Kear Communications Network. I'm Lee Monju in the presenters here. Big stories top the news tonight amid widespread criticism over his undisciplined exit from prison. Fish Belity, son of Nimba County Representative Musa Belity, arrested and remanded at the Moreover Central Prison, but his father describes the rearrest as politically motivated. Despite announced protests by aggrieved motorcyclists over restriction to apply major streets in Monrovia, government reaffirms its commitment to enforce restriction measures on motorcyclists. Liberia National Police Grand Bassa Detachment arrest and investigate 29-year-old Nush Kamara for allegedly stabbing his friend to death following heated argument. Away from Liberia, one of the architects of Nigerian President Bola Tinubu's 2023 election victory, has criticized the reform being carried out by his government. We'll take another break to be back with more developments. Many thanks for rejoining us. Despite criticism of wrongfully breaking down private properties, Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation says it remains uncompromising on its exercise to demolish properties on the water lines. According to the entity, the exercise is intended to provide safe and clean sewage system and enable the government to address the long-term sewage system of the country. LWSC Managing Director Mohamed Ali spoke at MICAT press briefing Tuesday. Receiver Corporation Managing Director Mohamed Ali. The Bureau of State Enterprise has released an asset declaration report with NASCOP and LDC topping with the highest number of non-compliance public officials. Making the disclosure at MICAT press briefing Tuesday, BSC Director General Aito Masako said out of the 189 state-owned enterprises, only 127 complied with the LCC asset declaration mandate. The Director General of the Bureau of State Enterprise, Arthur Massaquoi. Controversial Mosurado County District Representative Yeke Cordoba has for the third time parked his vehicle in the reserved spot of Majority Bloc Speaker Richard Cohn. The Mosurado County District Representative stated that his action is based on the unconstitutional process used by Representative Richard Cohn to oust Speaker Kofa from office. He vowed to continuously park his vehicle in the reserved spot of Representative Cohn, noting that the Majority Bloc Speaker lacked state legality to prevent him from parking in such position. Controversial Mosurado County District and Representative Kear in a related development, residents of the district has criticized the lawmaker for not giving annual report. We hope to bring you more of this development in our subsequent newscast. The United Methodist Human Rights Monitor has filed an official complaint to the Liberian National Police about the actions of the former pastor of the 72nd United Methodist Church to threaten an attack on individuals venturing around the church's edifice on first Sunday of March 2025. Addressing the press conference in Monrovia Tuesday, the Monitor's program director Jefferson Nash said the threat by Reverend Kenneth Jackson constitutes a violation of the right of the people to worship their God. Yes, the program director of the United Methodist Human Rights Monitor of Liberia, Jefferson Knight. We sincerely apologize that clip is not yet ready. Today's development, a group under the banner Educate the Next Generation and the Blue Crest University have signed a memorandum of understanding for the college to offer scholarships for three valedictorians of schools in the country. During the signing ceremony, the executive director of the Education of Educate the Next Generation, Isaac Mupu, signed on behalf of his organization, while the president of Blue Crest, Dr. Shivare Magi, signed on behalf of the college. Speaking during the signing ceremony, the executive director of Educate the Next Generation, Isaac Mupu, said there are many students who have good academic records around the country would like the funding to continue their studies. So they have between 92 average to 95 average, we give you up to 80% of the 75% scholarship. If you have between 85 to 87 average, we give you 7% scholarship. So you realize that there are students who are getting on 75% scholarship. Instead of them paying $2,500 a year, now we pay just $625 a year. For us, that is exceptional, and we want to congratulate Lucas. For our students who are also interested in fashion design, Lucas is giving a fashion program out for $600. We have a scholarship offer that is giving us up to 66.67% of scholarship, therefore making our fashion design students, instead of paying $600, they are going to now pay $200. And again, we think those are exceptional. There are details towards the MOU that we signed. We're ensuring that scholarships are given to scholars. So if you want this scholarship, you must meet certain benchmark. It's either you score between 3.0 to 3.5. And we must say clearly in my conclusion that if you benefit from the scholarship and you don't maintain the grade point that is expected of you, I've said to the students that you're not just representing yourself, representing your parents, but you're also representing ETN. So if you come to the university, we expect that you are born and a work for being an excellent student. Your excellence should be demonstrated in your actions, in your deeds, and in your academics. For part, the president of Blue Crest University cautioned the beneficiaries to always maintain the 90% grade point average in an effort to maintain the scholarship. Here is Dr. Shivare Magade speaking during the signing ceremony. who sincerely apologized that clip is not yet ready. Let's join Princess Kamara with our foreign development.
One One of the architects of Nigerian President Bola Tinubu's 2023 election victory has criticized the reforms being carried out by his government. In an interview with Abbas TV, Nasri El Rufat says the president's decision to import food to lower prices would impoverish the country's farmers. In response, a presidential spokesman, Bayo Unanunga, says that even though El Rufai had worked hard for Tinubu's election, it was time for him to move on from the disappointment of not being made a minister. The 65-year-old, one of the founding members of the ruling All Progressive Congress Party, was tipped to be one of Tinubu's most influential ministers before his nomination was declined by Parliament.
Well, listeners, on that foreign note, this I would like to draw down the curtains of today's Tuesday, February 25, 2025, 6 p.m. edition of Kear Newsline. This has been the joint effort of the News and Current Affairs Department at the Kear Communications Network. Many thanks to Princess Kamaru brought for us a full bulletin of national and international news. James Walkway ensure our visibility goes beyond the studio. Many thanks to Maria Manjalo who sat at control and handled the technical aspect. I'll also share package this edition of the program. Before I take a leave, a relook of our headlines. Amid widespread criticism over his unexplained exit from Paris impeachability, son of Nimba County Representative, Musa Beliti rearrested and remanded at the Morava Central Prison. His father describes the rearrest as politically motivated. Despite announced protests by aggrieved motorcyclists over restrictions to ply major streets in Monrovia, government reaffirms its commitment to enforce restriction measures on motorcyclists. As earlier heard in the news, Liberia National Police Grand Basel Detachment arrest and investigate 29-year-old Nuch Kekuda for allegedly stabbing his friend to death following heated argument. And away from Liberia, one of the architects of Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu's 2023 election victory has criticized the reforms being carried out by his government. Thanks for listening. I'm Lee Monju. I presented. Good night.